Okay. Let's see if I can get to Joe. Nope. I'm back. I am so sorry. And my camera's all messed up. Oh, Lord. Hello. I see somebody. I see two somebodies. Yay. I'm sorry. It froze up on me again. I apologize, y'all. We were getting ready to do the walkthrough. I was explaining my recording schedule. I tried to resume that stream. It said resume, but you all couldn't hear me. I saw Joe typing into Elizabeth. And I don't know who's here. I see that we have people here, but I'm not seeing chat. So, hi Susan, thank you for rejoining. Yep, gotta just because YouTube, it's YouTube. I mean, it keeps shutting my app down, and there's only so much I can do with that. Okay, Joe, can you let Miss Elizabeth know I had to do a different stream? Okay, cool. We got 6 in here. Hi, Joan. How are you? Well, thank you so much for coming, Joan. I definitely appreciate it. And YouTube keeps cutting me off. This is the third part of this because YouTube keeps shutting down my app. So I see people coming in, though. Hopefully they're coming, from the other one. Hi, Clara. Thank you for coming back, Elizabeth. And hi, Clara. Thank you for coming. I appreciate y'all understanding YouTube is horrible. I was just talking away and then I looked up and Joe was like, we lost you. And then no one could hear me. I went out, came back. Y'all still couldn't hear me. So I just started over again. Thank you, Marina. YouTube is going to be the death of me. I'm telling you. So we finished this page up. I was discussing my recording schedule because Miss Elizabeth had asked that question about my my going live schedule. I keep wanting to call it a recording schedule. I'm going live on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday between 1:30 and 2:30 Eastern time. Somewhere in that time frame. I can't nail it down more than that at this point, but that's the time frame that I'll be going live. And I'll be posting it in all the groups. Joe, you are so sweet. Now that we started over again, I can do one. We can do another page if we want, and then we're going to do a flip through because the next page is easy. This background came out really cool. Can y'all see that? So we're just going to flip it over. The next one's going to, I just need to make another background for the next one because it's a double page spread thing. And let's make sure I get this in the right spot. And it's going to be the same kind of thing. However, I learned from last time, less black, more orange. And I see more people coming back in. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Since it's double pages again, we're just going to do this. And we want more orange. And I'm going to use both shades of orange. The darker one and the lighter one. I'm putting a pretty good sized dollops of the orange because I want more orange than black this time. But I got to leave room to put the other orange, the brighter color. Oh, I'll just blend it. I'm not going to worry about it. Might even put a few dots of yellow in here just because. Then we're going to start sponging. My yellow is a little low. Just a couple of yellow, not much. Although that was kind of a big couple Oh, that's good right there. We're just going to stop it there. Where did my black sponge go? Aha. This one already has black on it, so we're just going to go with it. I think I like this a little better. Ooh, that yellow is really pretty in there. You just never know what you're going to end up with this technique. I don't even know if you can call dabbing paint with a sponge a technique, but I do. I call it one. And then next week, I'm not doing the giveaway next week because I still need to do a lot of stuff to prepare for the giveaway. It will be the week after that. That's when the giveaway will be. So, and let me try to get this yellow blended out a little bit more. Put it in a little, move it around. And a couple of more spots. Trying to get the edge. Which the next picture is going to go across the middle of the page. So the middle is not really going to matter as much as the edges. And I'm going to go in and get my yellow put out first. Kind of dabble it around the other stuff. And then go back and blend it better on this side. I did sponge painting in my house a long time ago. And I started because I wasn't sure what I was doing. So I used, Lynette Jennings' home is where I learned that technique from. And I did it in the middle of the wall first because I figured if I messed up middle toward the bottom, the couch could go in front of it. So with something like this, if you know you're covering the middle of the page, start there. And that way you can kind of figure out your technique and figure out, you know, if it's looking how you want it to look, because you're gonna, that's where your picture's going or something. If you don't like it, you can always cover it up. You can always also paint over it with white paint and start over. Or you could start with a black background and just add the colors over top of that. There's all different kind of ways to do this kind of thing. Try to hold that down so it doesn't make that pouncing noise. This is just how I do it. Normally you would have a different sponge for each color. I couldn't be bothered. It's, you know, I like the way it kind of all blends together. I'm going to come over here while I have orange on my sponge and try to tone down some of my yellow, especially down here at the bottom. Because that's kind of bright right there. Let me put a little orange on top of it. Maybe that'll work. I just had a little too much yellow right there. Whoops. Now I'm going to have too much orange, it looks like. Yep. Hold up. Paper towel. And I'll just use what's on my sponge. See, it can be taken and pushed back. And that kind of thing. And I think I'm going to do that one more time right down here. Just knock it back a little bit. There we go. I'm happier with that. Let me go back down my edge. Okay. I'm going to dry it real good with the heat gun. And then, if I can get myself to leave it alone, we're going to put our picture on it. And the cool thing is, I don't have to trim this picture. It just gets glued. Well, I have to cut a seam down the middle. And then I'll look at Chad. And I have a white spot. And I have white down there. I'm going to need an opinion from all of y'all in just a minute because I have an idea. I'm just not sure about it. Just dabbing off some of this really thick, wetter paint to help it dry. Okay, so it's not totally dry, but we're good enough. Okay. Hi, Holly. Thank you for coming back. And yes, you're in the right place. Thank you, Joan. It's a technique. Well, anything I think it, I call it a technique. Holly, the best way to start is I would do maybe one where you're just sharing some things. You could do a recorded one where you just explain what you did. Hi, Joey. Thank you for coming. Okay, so here's my question. This is our page. It's going to go right here, and I'm going to kind of put a cut here, and I may move it one way or the other, and here's why. I have this really cool stamp, and I'm wondering what you all think about me putting it like right there in black. And would black show? I think black would show up great. What do you all think? I don't want to just go for it. I need an opinion. I'm a scared crafter. But I could do that and just move my page over a little bit. Put it there. Hi, Clara. If I didn't already say hi. Okay, Elizabeth, we'll wait. What do you mean don't fit the stamp on the paper? Because that's where the stamp is going to go. So it'll have this image right here. And I think it would be very cool because there's enough light right here to do it. Yeah, kind of like a house down the road, Susan. Make it over. Oh. Well, see, I don't know if it'll show up on this background. I know what. Hang on. We're going to make it work. I have the spongies. We know it's going to be right around in this area. So, we're going to fix it. And I'm going to take some of this coffee-looking brown paint. And we're just going to dibble-dabble and lighten this up a little bit through here. And maybe blend it out more. Come over here and do the same thing because we want the pages to kind of match. I mean, it's not necessary that they match. Blend it out a little bit. Now, where's me a damp paper towel because that's going to help blend this out better. That's going to get covered by our image. So it's mainly getting this on the side. And there was just a blob. put a little bit more orange back in it. Just a tad. I kind of like how this side came out. Of course, that's the side. And I keep losing my sponges. This is the one with the black paint. Oh, yeah. This is good. It's not too dark, but it's got the black and orange and all those colors. Let's just get rid of our sponge lines. Yeah, the stamp will show up really pretty on that. I like that idea. I'll have to look back through the chat, so I do like that idea. And let me just blend out and come over here and do the same thing with this sponge over here. Kind of tone this yellow down a little bit while I'm, well, that's going to be behind our picture. That's just a waste of my time. Okay, I think that once it's dry, we'll be able to see. So let me dry this. Right, Joey, I like that idea. Thank you. I am going to try to get rid of some of this bright up here. Blend it out better. Because I want that stamp to show up. Definitely. I like that idea. See, that's why I like having it like, you know, where we're live and we're all talking and everything. Because I can get ideas from you and get input from you, and we can all learn from each other. Because I would have never came up with that on my own. So we're talking about putting our picture back in the middle and taking our stamped image and kind of putting it like over here. So it starts on this page but comes off onto this page. I am liking it. Is that what we're looking at doing? Back to chat. So put the page like this and do some. Well, see, I don't know. We could always put another one over here going off the page since we lightened this up. It won't be the whole stamp, but we could definitely put one over here and one over here. It won't be the whole stamp over here either, but it still runs it off the page, both sides. Kind of like that idea. Thank you, Joan. Like a little haunted village. Yes, Lady Funko, I'm back. Thank you for finding us. Thank you. Right, Joey. So on this side, I could raise it up a little bit and then over here come down a little bit because I lightened up the page enough that we could do that. We could put one here and one kind of up here so that they're not in a straight line across our page. You know what would be cool? Okay, I'm going to try. How would I? And put maybe just that house right there. That's what I'm going to work on. So, I don't want to stamp on, except maybe that one before well, no, we want to cut the page first. So, and I'm not going to glue it before I cut it. I just don't want to glue down the seam. So, I'm going to cut this page. Very carefully this time. And we're going to glue it as close to each other as we can and line it up as much as we can. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because of the seams. But we're going to work on it. So, let's see. And then I will have to dry this before I stamp because stamping on a damp surface is probably not a good idea. I'm going to put this here. close up to that seam as I can get it. And that's crooked at the bottom, but it's just going to be what it is, what it is. That's all I can tell y'all. It is what it is. Okay. Let's put this one down. Same thing, as close as we can get it to the seam. Because if you glue it into the seam, what happens is over time your paper will crack and break from being opened and closed. So, and I am not ready to smush this down just yet. Damp paper towel. That is pretty good right there. Except for this. Well, I can't do anything about it. I cut crooked. I cut it crooked. Okay. Let me dry this, and then we can continue. We can go to the stampage. And we're going to stamp. I'm going to try first to get just this house right. I'm going to cross the seam with that right there. That's where I want to put that image. Right here. And then we'll do our off-skewed images. Okay, so I'm going to dry this. And I thank you about the stamp. I got the stamp. I think Brenda sent that to me in Happy Mail. Brenda P. And I love that stamp. And I've just been waiting to find a place to use it. And this is perfect. Okay, I think we are dry enough. Yeah, the paper's crispy. It's probably not what you call it, but I call it crispy. Pardon the reach. Okay. And it stays on, has this little cover. There we go on it. So, I don't know how this is going to come out. I'm going to try and just stamp this house. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at what I'm doing, and I'm pushing the stamp onto the portion, or the stamp pad onto the portion of the stamp that I want. I think that will do. So that's all that has ink on it. And now we are going to put it and press it. Oh, and now we have to just pray it came out. Ah, phooey. Well, we have a house with clouds. Phooey. It's actually a part of the house. And I can't line that back up. But you know what I can do, though? I can put it right back next to it. I'm going to try, like all heck, to do this. Maybe that'll work. If not, we'll have a ghosted image on a Halloween page. So That could be cool too. And that's still, I mean, it came, I lined it up pretty good. That still didn't print. So I'm not going to worry about it. We are just going to worry about getting our 2/2 the stamps. So I'm going to ink the whole thing up. And my ink pad's got plenty of ink in it. I used it the other day. So it could just be that it's on that seam and paper didn't want to bend right. In the future, note to self, stamp then cut on that kind of thing. Okay. Now, we kind of want this one down here. Going off of the page. Okay, maybe I don't like my stamp. And that's not really... Okay, I have another idea, y'all. Hang on. Idea number 2 when it's not working. That's not what I want. I had a piece of napkin tear off up here. At the back of a napkin. If I have a napkin, I do. I'll tear off the back of the napkin and I'll stamp on it. And we'll glue it down. So I'm not using this napkin. I'm going to just pull the paper off the back of it. Because that's what I want, the thin piece. Okay, here we go. Let me slide my book out of the way for a second. Ink my stamp up. And I'm sorry, this table makes a lot of creaking noises. Okay, now. The middle of this stamp just does not want to stamp. I'm going to try it again. At least we're not on our paper doing this. Not the type of person that just gives up, so we are going to try again. And you're probably not supposed to do that, but I did it. Okay, try it again. The middle of this stamp just does not stamp, y'all. And I mean, I know I inked it up. Yeah, it just doesn't stamp. It's almost smooth. That's horrible. Okay. Well. Hi, Patricia. Thank you for coming. Well, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm still going to stamp it on the napkin, then on the paper. Lord. I don't know. This is just not working really good. Let me get a different ink pad just to verify that it is not the pad. I have a brown one somewhere. And I know it's good and juicy. This is a brand new ink pad. Hasn't been used that much. So I don't think it's my ink pad. Here's the brown one. But we're going to find out. I really think it's my stamp not stamped incorrectly. Okay. Let's move our napkin paper. Maybe it's my ink pad. That came out pretty, but now what are we going to do? I don't think that's going to show up down here. It might there. I think that's what we'll try. So my black ink pad may need some work. Let me turn it over before we glue this down, because I really wanted it stamped in black. Any ideas, peoples? Because that came out, so I don't know. It's got to be the ink pad. Thank you, Joey. I found it on the internet. I'm going to upload it to the Foxie's creation page so that you all can have access. It's a free download. Well, it's not a clear stamp. It's a red rubber stamp. I could try that. I'm willing to try it. Hi, Brenda. Long time no see. Been wondering about you. That stamp is spooky. Oh, you're welcome, Joan. There'll be a link below the video for my Foxie's Creation Facebook page. It's not a group, it's a page, and there'll be a Halloween folder in there with all the Halloween images that I'm using. So, Brenda says, put the stamp, do this away. I'm going to try everything. I've got white tissue paper. If I have to, I'll go get some of that and cut it off. Put this on here. I'm just making sure I get it good and inky. And lay the tissue paper over the stamp and press it. I'm hoping I don't move it. This could be working. Brenda, you might have hit the nail on the head. It looks good from this side anyway. Let's pull it up. There we go. Cool. Now I'm going to do it again. Because we don't. Which one is black? This is brown. Let me cover the brown up. I don't want the brown. Let's go back over here again. Brenda, that was brilliant because that came out perfect. And this, again, is why I love the lives, because I would never have even thought to flip the stamp over, put the paper on the stamp, and press on it. Okay, so, hang on. I need to make a smaller sheet of paper. Okay. And press. This is working out awesome. Now we can get all of our little images from these two pieces. Where's the, let me cut this. I'm going to leave that laying there for just a moment. Cut this out of the tissue paper. Now the tissue paper, from what I've seen when I've done this, just melts away. Even if it lightens up the background a little bit, that's fine. But there's that one. And then there's this one. And we didn't want either one of these to be whole images. So we can even do something up here with that. Where it messed up on us. Let me cover my ink back up. Uh-oh, where did its little plastic cover go? Okay, my grading art supplies are a pain in the neck. There it is, buried. I think we're done with the ink pad, but I am going to turn it upside down. Move the stamp out of the way. Okay, now I know I'm going to need a paintbrush for this. Okay, so I got that, and I've got it out of the water and got it dry. So we're good there. Okay. Thinking out loud. I know I need to trim this a little bit more. So let's trim off this bottom edge. Okay. Now this one, you know what? Hang on, y'all. We are about to fix some stuff going on our background. We're going to get rid of some things. I want the yellow, some of this little brown, and a little tiny bit of black. I'm over here on the palette, wax paper, pretend palette. Because we can fix this. If I have to add some more orange to it, I will. But we're going to go in here on the paper. Just kind of dance around a little. Get more yellow because there was more yellow. Soften the edges of the paper up. Kind of Dee Dee Willingham-esque. I don't know if anybody watches her, but right now we're going to make our own thing happen. Let me move these images off it to the side. And I'm going to come in here with some of the yellow and the brown and not so much black. Right in here. Cover up that where we stamped. Pick up a little bit more yellow. So we're just going to turn this into our completely own page. Now I'll go back up here where the black is and add some yellow to that. And we need orange. Not that much orange. completely get rid of the edge of the page if possible. I am kind of liking how this is going. And then we'll come in and we'll kind of blend a little bit. Get rid of those edges even. And this is where inkjet ink running might be a blessing. Because it may allow us to blend this a little bit better. Go around our pumpkin. My paper towel at this point is barely damp. That one's not wet at all. I do like how that's working though. Come over here. I like it. And just blend this in a little bit around the edges in the middle here where we adjusted everything. Okay, now let me dry this off. Oops, I hit the camera. Sorry. Oh. Want a little bit more orange over here. And maybe over here. Just to kind of hide the edge of the page a little bit more. Oops, my camera has shifted. There we go. Sorry. Still a little wet. Which I guess I'm not stamping on it. It really won't matter. Okay. So I want to know what y'all think of this before we put our images on it. Where did our images go? There they are. Let me pull them off to the side. I may have to do that, Brenda, pull that one off the block. I've done that with some of my other ones. Thank you, Elizabeth, and you have a good nap, and I look forward to seeing you later on. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we saw that earlier, Marina. Joe, you haven't really missed anything other than we have obliterated the stamped images that didn't work. We blended the page into the background. That's pretty much it. Thank you, Debbie. And yes, rest in peace, Burt Reynolds. Hi, Nicole. Okay, so now we have our stamped images on tissue. And right here, we were just going to put this house. So I'm going to very carefully, because we can still use what's left on here. Cut that image out, sort of carefully. I want the moon. And we're going to glue it. right in there. And I'm not going to worry about the crevice. I'm just going to add some glue. And where did my brush go that I took out of the water? There it is. We're going to put our house where we want it to go. And I am going to tap it first because I don't want to tear this napkin background. And I need a little bit of stuff here and here. And I'm very gently, I'm not putting any pressure at all on this because I don't want to tear the napkin. I just need it to stick down. And be completely in contact with the background paper. So I'm going to pounce it. Excuse me. I am going to pounce it a little bit because I don't want air bubbles under there. But I'm not brushing it. I'm just pressing it down. And there seems to be an error. Well, if I touch it with my finger, it's going to tear. I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, so there's that house. Now over here, I think we're going to use the rest of this stamp from that house. And put it, the rest of that image, and put it maybe right about in here. And I'm just going to put this over top of it. Because it'll squish down in there. So I'm not going to worry about that. So bear with me while I... Whoops. Tappy, tappy. Now I'm going to take my damp paper towel, just press to pull off some of this excess glue. And I'm not pressing, I'm just lightly tapping because I do not wish to tear my napkin and undo what I just did. Tissue paper is a little bit more forgiving than napkin. Okay, once this dries, I'm going to go back over it again. Oops, we picked up that image. Now, over here, I think I want it down lower. Kind of like maybe here. Down or, well, we can hang on. We're going for that neighborhood look. We're going to put this down here. Oh, maybe down here. Well, that makes the perspective way off, but we'll put it here. Then we can take this other house and maybe have it make that yellow paint on it. I'll cut it off. Maybe put it kind of behind these houses like that. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do with this, y'all. I'm going to go back to my old method. Where is my... Just to adhere it down to the page. Glue stick. It is not the permanent fixing thing. This is not what's going to hold it down here permanent. It's going to get it down here without air bubbles and without me having to touch it with a wet paintbrush. Okay. So we want to get this one first. Kind of back in the background. I did not put the glue stick up high enough. Okay. Then we want to come in here with this house and maybe put it in its clouds and stuff. Well, I'm going to cut the clouds off. I'm just going to cut around the tops of the houses so that this blends in better. There we go. And put it kind of like that. And I will trim that off in a moment. Let me get this stuck down good. And then let me come in here and snippy. There we go. Now I can take and apply some, because we have the glue stick under the napkin, holding it in place. I can put this over top. And pounce around my edges real good. I don't know why that didn't stick in places. It's got that white, and it shouldn't be white because it should be where it goes, blends into the background, basically. I don't know why napkins do that way. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to heat gun it and then put another sealing coat over top of it, and then I'm going to check. Okay, that's dry. So take the paintbrush. I'm going to put just a little bit of this back over top of the images just to help seal it. Oops, get off the paper. And I don't know why this dried like that with that white. Tissue paper is definitely a better choice than a white napkin. From when I've done this the other day with tissue paper, something similar to this, I didn't have these little white splotches coming up. So I don't know what it was. If there, maybe the napkin had something sealed on it, I don't know. It's still a pretty page, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. Too much, I'm not. Okay, let me draw that again. Oops, and I hit the camera. Sorry. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Thank you for coming and welcome. Okay, now I was thinking, only thinking, so y'all can stop me, about maybe, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to show y'all. Taking some of this brown, some of the little, not this orange. I want the darker orange and that wet yellow. And I'm not going to do it on our picture just yet. I may not do it on the picture at all because y'all may stop me. And taking the sponge that's got black on it, taking the yellow and these, which are watered down, and I'm going to wipe it way back. See how that is modeled right here? I'll do it up here. Just brushing this over so it looks kind of like this, like behind fog. So what do y'all think before I do it? Ooh, this looks kind of really cool on camera, but I think it needs it because it looks white right here. And this will blend that out. I'm going for it, guys. Oh, that's too much. Ooh, let me get a wet wipe. Hang on. I need a really wet paper towel for this one. Wetter than I got. Because I think it will be cool, but we want to not cover up what we're doing. Just kind of want to dab it on and blend it and knock it back like this. Maybe I'll do it with a wet paper towel. I lost all my color. So a little bit of orange. A little of this light brownish color. And the sponge. Not enough orange. I buried it. Now we got too much orange. Boy, howdy, this is like a technical thing. I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to wipe it off with the paper towel. I'm not obliterating, I'm just knocking it back a bit. I think that looks pretty cool. It's not exactly what I was going for, but it'll work. Let me come over here. Wipe it back. Just trying to push it back a little. Same thing over here, and this one's off camera now. Just push it back a little bit. Change sections on my wipey thing. Trying to get rid of the white look of the napkin. Not sure if I was successful. We're going to try it and find out. And yes, I'm still over here playing. Don't want to obliterate my image. I think that's looking awesomely cool. That's more what I was going for. Let's try that and see what happens. See, this page is really big. All the paint and glue. Hi, Mary. Thank you for coming. Welcome back, Judy. Hi, Mark. Thank you for coming. Just trying to get this dry. Thank you so much, Mary. Kathy, what are you going to be dyeing and getting all cute and pretty with? Oh, cool, Kathy. That sounds awesome. Okay, so I think we're going to leave this page as it is. It does not look anything like it began to look like, and I don't think we can see really the edges of the paper anymore where the original image was, and I think it looks cool. There's a little yellow speck there, but we're going to pretend it's a light in a window. This is the last page we're going to do today, so we can go back and do a flip through of where we have gone from the beginning. And so we're not going to work on this again until next week, because the next one's going to be the mini journal. So, let's see, it's dry enough. I can flip it close. This is our, let me remove this because it's got wet paint on it. There we go. Put it in my little garbage can down here. This is our cover. And I glossy accented the little owl eyes, and I gave all the pumpkins googly eyes. Thank you, Judy. And here's our first page. And it's getting stuff. I'll go back over that with black paint. Get rid of the white. I don't know where it got white paint from. in our second page. And I went around these things with black marker. I need to fill in this better with the sponge, and I can do that. And our pumpkins. Bye, Kathy. Then on this page, we had this background paper. And the joke, what do you call witches that live together? Broommates. And our little witches. An owl picture. And the little kitty cats. And what did one owl say to the other owl? Happy Halloween. Thank you, Patricia. This is the first time I've done anything like this. And then this is a page like our cover page. And I'm probably going to put, see, so this is how it looks without the googly eyes and the glossy accents. And then this is what it looks like with googly eyes and glossy accents. It's much cuter the other way. I think I might have to fix this page. But we have a little witch's hat with a pumpkin, a bat. What's a scarecrow's favorite fruit? Strawberries. Oh, I love the pumpkins. And then this page we have the moon with the crow or raven. Yep, that's the next page. Who did Dracula take on a date? His ghoul friend. Hi down the rabbit hole. How are you today? Thank you for coming. Oh, the jokes are too funny. I found a whole page of those. They're in here. So that's what we have on this page. On this page, we have snail saliva, which is a selected mix from garden and sea slugs, which is gross. This background, and I put the ghosties on it. It's the graveyard. And then we have the little ghost with the kitty, a pumpkin, and a doggy with things with pumpkins on here. And then on this page, what do you call a witch that lives? We started today with this page. What do you call a witch that lives on a beach? A sandwich. And I'm going to go back around these later with black marker. I just needed to wait for everything to get good and dry. And over here we have a raven on a pumpkin. What do birds do on Halloween? They go trick or treating. And we have a scary ghost, a little kitty ghost, and then a skull with the candles. And then over here, toad tongues. That's our poison. And when I painted this, everybody thought there was a skull, so I went on and outlined it and put little eyes and a mouth on it. And this tree was here, and I'm going to look for an owl to put in the tree because I think it needs an owl in it. And we have our little witches. Then we have this page. When witches go riding and black cats are seen, the moon laughs and whispers, it's near Halloween. And my little kitty cats to match this little black kitty cat. Then this was just a background image with all kinds of things on it. And some of those are over here. We have a bat and a gravestone and a candy and candles and a skull. And what do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire? You get frostbite. Then we made this page. Zombie brew is fermented zombie toes and fingers. That sounds absolutely disgusting. We made the background. This is their house, and these are the little dudes that live in the house, and they got googly eyes. We did find out when making this page that a heat gun and googly eyes do not mix. I melted one, but we popped it off and put on a different one. And then we did this page. This has poison, a fine mix of bone dust, gnomes, trolls, and dragon saliva. What does a skeleton say before dinner? And this little Ahmed looking dude, he says bone appetite or appetite. And then we did the page that we just did with our little stamped Halloween houses. And this right here, for those who came in, there is a page back here that I kind of tried to do like a D.D. Willingham blending technique and get rid of the page and then add the stamped images. And that's where we are. And this is just a 50-cent composition book from Walmart. That's going to end up being fluffy by the time I'm done with it. And I glued 2 pages together. So that's where we are. in our Halloween book. Saturday, I'm going live sometime between, I guess, 1:30 and 2:30 Eastern, and we're going to be working on the mini journal on Saturday. And I'm still working on embellishments and stuff for that journal. But I think this is so cute. So what do y'all think? And I'm going back through chat. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, I love the pumpkins. Thank you, down the rabbit hole. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, everybody. And hi, Sherry. I missed you coming in. Hi, Sherry. Thank you for coming in. Welcome. Don't forget to everybody thumbs up. And I appreciate that, because this is the third attempt at this stream today, that y'all came back both times, that the first time plus the other 2 times that YouTube knocked me off. I appreciate that, because YouTube has not been kind to me lately. Every time I go live, I get kicked off. So thank you, Mary. So that's what this one is. And it's just now tonight, y'all don't forget, Miss Elizabeth on her channel, Crafting with Lizzie, there'll be a link below, she's calling this a Foxie Whatever book. And I'm sorry, I'm all painty from painting. She's going to be making a Foxie Whatever book on her channel tonight. Thank you, Judy, and you have a good night. She's also going to be making a box out of cards. She said you need 21 playing cards from a deck, no glue, no scissors, no anything. I can't wait to see how we make a box without using tools. But she's going to be making her a Foxie Whatever book, so I can't wait to see what her Foxie Whatever book is. And I think I'm going to change the titles on my videos. Hi, Karen Bott again, to the Foxie Whatever Halloween book, because that's what Miss Elizabeth has dubbed it. So y'all be sure her live goes tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. I think that gets to everybody. And I have no idea about overseas. Hi, Shannon. Thank you for coming. Hi, Mary. Thank y'all for coming, but we are really about at the end. I've been on here, this stream, for over an hour. Hi, Dystopian. How are you? So thank y'all for coming. And we are right at the end. I can flip through again. I go live on Saturday. Let me move this out of the way and not put it on my painty wax papers. How about that? Saturday, we are going to be working on this. This is a little mini journal, 6x4, 4x6. This is a napkin. It's on a little Debbie snack box. And those are just a few offcuts. And it's going to have 2 signatures in it. Papers are already cut. And we're going to be working on putting this together on Saturday when I come live. You cannot, Kieran. That's why we have lurkers. So you're not able to see people who don't chat. You can see that there are like 19 people in, like right now I have 19 people in the room. I know 19 people are not chatting. And I don't mind lurkers. I was a lurker for a long time on a lot of channels. Some people are shy. Some people just want to come and learn. So you can't really see. If they're not typing, you don't know who's there. And that's fine. I don't mind having people in the background. So that's what we're going to be working on Saturday when I come on live, and it'll be between 1:30 and 2:30 Eastern. I can't pin down any better of a time than that, and I'm sorry. My poor board looks horrible. So I'm sorry I can't be more specific. I just don't know ahead of time, schedule-wise. I'm working on nailing that down better. Oh, I got like paint all over. How did I get blue paint on my gun? We didn't even use any blue paint today. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, yeah, we did on that first page. I'll get it off. It'll wash off. So what we're going to go in and end this if y'all don't have any questions or anything. And then I will be back on Saturday. Tonight I will be on Lizzie's channel and her live stream. And then I will be going over to Dida's channel after that, if I'm still functioning and awake, because that's kind of late. Anybody have any questions or anything? That's the googly eye I melted. Right, they don't have the keyboard. Right, I don't have the keyboard on Roku at all. So, right, so if they're there on Roku, you know, you can see that they're a person that's, like I said, there's so many that show up. You know how many are in your stream, but how many are chatting and how many are actually there is going to be different. So you can't see them if they don't say something. Now, what I do a lot of times, Kieran, right, and I do that too. Correct, Kieran. There's no way on the Roku. So that's what I do a lot of times at night if I'm in bed. I keep the phone where I can type on it, and I watch the stream on TV. And it does count as 2. So I don't mind if people just watch. I know for a long time, even though I was watching on my phone on lives, I didn't comment. I was trying to kind of get to know who was who and that kind of thing and feel comfortable before. I didn't even say hi. I just was there. I just didn't comment at all. And I'm picking up paper off my floor. Okay, I'm back. So I just didn't comment at all. I was that person. Oh, Sherry, that's okay. I don't know, Marina, because the first time I went live, I was on the phone. I mean, I'm recording from my phone, but I logged in on my tablet to see chat, and it counted me as 1. Nick can log in on, well, he's on a different account. But if we have the computer up, it shows a second thing. It shows a second view, and it's still my account. So I don't know, because it seems like it shows more. Okay, cool, Kieran. Well, I'm not going to be crafting. I'll just be in the chat room, seeing what she's doing and talking. So anyway, well, I'm going to go on and get off of here. And I will be back myself live Saturday between 1:30 and 2:30 Eastern time. And I hope to see you all then. And if not, see you all in some other chats. Y'all all have a great day. And thank you for bearing with me through the YouTube, kicking me off and everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.